Hi, I'm Lisa Natoli. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here with me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I want to spend some time today talking about the 40-day program and invite you to join me. And it's an idea that I came up with years ago. What would it be like to have an experience like Jesus had? And I really just wanted to see what it would be like to enter into a space without striving, without trying to achieve anything, without goal setting. That was my old way. I was somebody who always was striving. And I looked at the life of Jesus and I thought, that is so amazing, that he was this man who walked the earth 2,000 years ago. And he just lived a normal life up to the age of 30. And that's what we all did. We've all lived a normal life. And he was born under extraordinary circumstances. He was born to a mother who was speaking to him of angels and speaking to him of a great destiny. And most of us didn't have that. So, he had a bit of an advantage over many of us, but he really was this guy that was human. And he grew up, he was a child, and he became a carpenter. And I imagine that there was this stirring in him, and we all have that stirring of something more, of something greater. You're working, you're living, you're just kind of in your life, and there's this part of your mind that's telling you you're destined for something more. And what I imagine is that at the age of 30, Jesus knew his life was over as he had known it. And that he had to walk away from that life. And he went into what the Bible calls the desert, and that's just a quiet space. He walked away from his routines, his habits, and he made this commitment to stay still until he knew who he was. And I absolutely love that, because that's the opposite of what most books and programs are doing. Most of the programs that we see, most of the books I've read, are helping me to figure out what my destination is and then taking steps to get there. And what Jesus did was just make this decision. That's all it was. It was a decision that he was done with his old life. And that's what I invite you to do today. Just to say, okay, I'm right here in this moment, and everything that's from before this moment, I bless it. I am grateful for it. But it's time for a new beginning. It's time for new things to happen. And then you're just going to give yourself this 40-day space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email message and a video every single day with simple little practices. And we're going to do what Jesus did. We're going to draw a circle. We're going to draw a circle around ourselves, just an imaginary circle. And you're going to allow yourself to just look and be aware of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And just like Jesus, you're going to be tempted. So the Bible calls the temptations that he experienced the devil. But the devil is nothing more than what A Course in Miracles calls your ego thoughts. You're tempted by fear, by worry, by overwhelm. You're tempted by people and situations calling you to go outside of your circle. But what this is really this place where you say, okay, wow, I've just been chasing my own tail, trying to achieve something, and at a certain point you realize you go nowhere. And what A Course in Miracles, what this 40-day program is based on, is saying that you're not trying to get somewhere. You're already the totality of all that there is. You're all light. You're all love. But you can't see it because of all the blocks and the obstacles that are in place in you. All your fear, all your ideas of humanness, And so what happens in the desert experience is that you have a willingness to let all of these blocks be removed. And when the blocks are removed, the light begins to shine through. And you begin to feel different. You begin to have new experiences. And so I'm about to do new videos. Even I don't know what this program is going to be, and I'm excited. I'm excited to show up every single day for 40 days. It's going to have a very simple practice every day. And right now, all I ask you to do is say yes. I'm convinced from working with thousands of people over the years that that is the only one thing that is needed. And everything else starts to line up when you say yes. And you're not wavering in a, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this program. Like, think about it. Just take some time and ask yourself if you want to give yourself this big gift. And you're not going to have to do much. So it's not going to require much of you, but it is going to require you to start to look at your thoughts and feelings and emotions and disrupt your routine. That's what Jesus did when he walked away from his life. You're going to walk away from your stories. That's one of the things in this 40-day program is we ask people to stop telling your story. Don't tell us who you are. Don't tell us your story. Just come. Come as you are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to start to have new habits. I'm going to ask you to create a new morning ritual. So you already have a morning ritual. Everyone has a morning ritual. But most people are unconscious about it. Most people are unconscious about their whole life, in fact. You wake up in the morning, most people have their cell phones next to their bed, and they grab the phone first to see what time it is, and immediately there's Facebook and there's email. So most people, before they get out of bed, and this is their ritual, is they're externally focused. And then from there, what happens is they sleepwalk. They sleepwalk out of bed, they sleepwalk to the coffee maker, they sleepwalk to the shower, and then they sleepwalk through the day. And what this program is going to help you do is create a new morning ritual where you're going to go within first. You're going to become very conscious of your center first. You're going to have a great prayer practice, a meditation practice. I'm going to ask you to journal. So I ask you to go buy a journal if you make a decision to do this program and you say yes. And again, that's the number one thing I feel that shifts everything, is when you make this decision, it's like all of these energy fields start to move. So buy a journal. I've got a couple of different journals here, but you just need one, just one. I happen to like an 8.5 by 11 one. I've been using this thing, put it in like a big binder, and I keep this by my bed. And what I want you to do for 40 days is I want you to mark off the days. Day 1, day 2, day 3. And each day is going to have a topic. Each day is going to have a practice. Very simple, not complicated. But as you go along, you're going to begin to feel different. And the first week and a half is all about letting go of grievances and seeing how far you can let go of the past. And the second segment is about developing a relationship with God. And we're going to get into what is God. And this is not a religious program, but we want you to have a direct experience of what God is for you. You're going to find out for yourself. And the third part is about really, like Jesus did, of hearing what's your next steps. Where do you go from here? And Jesus never went back to his old life. He never went back to being a carpenter. He was completely transformed in that 40 days. And that's really what I want for you. And I know that that's possible. And so I really thank you for listening to this video. And I invite you to sign up to start. And All you have to do is say yes. You just make a commitment that yes, I'm going to stand still for 40 days. That I'm going to stand still no matter what happens, and I'm going to show up every day for 40 days no matter what happens, and I don't even know. And that's the best part. And you begin to see how the mind starts with the excuses. I can't do it now because I'm too busy. I'll do it later. I can't do this. That is just delay tactics. You just say yes. You just say yes and watch how everything begins to line up. So I thank you with all my heart for being here, and I look forward to taking this 40-day journey with you. Thank you.